Yo, what's up, everybody, and welcome to Motivational Mondays. Today, I want to talk to you about something that has been increasingly important in my professional life, and that is the act of delegating. Now, delegating is when you're taking a responsibility that you would normally do yourself and then assigning that duty to other people that you're working with. This is so beneficial and in many ways something I avoided for so long. I grew up with this mentality of that I just had to do everything myself, that I was going to be a jack of all trades and a master of all trades, and really try to just take on the world. Now, I do have a pretty high work ethic and I'm very motivated, but at the same time, there's only so many hours in the day and there's only so much energy that I can put forward to be productive. So within my team, I decided to hire on 3 people in particular that are contractors that I work with every month just to make sure that my business can run smoothly. And I wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about who those people are, why I hired them, and how it helps me professionally. The first person I want to talk about is Alicia. Alicia is a former student of mine from the University of Utah, and she has come on helping me with office hours with Kris Johnson, with designing courses, building the website, user surveys, research, marketing, and so many other areas. She's really been dynamic on my team and also recently revamped my entire personal website. One of the things that I was running into is that I was so weighed down with trying to create something new, so weighed down with trying to get my information off the ground and get it to the customer that I wasn't having enough time to create. I was taking so much time to do things that I wasn't an expert in, that I had some knowledge and some skill in, but really it just wasn't as good. It didn't look as good as I wanted it to, and I wasn't as productive in the rest of my professional life as I wanted to be. Alicia has been a lifesaver in so many ways and has actually helped me scale my business in a way that I wouldn't have been able to without her support. I'll admit, it took a bit of getting over myself. It took a bit of admitting that I had some pride around just trying to do everything myself to be able to hire somebody and accept some help. But one of the best decisions that I've made for my business. Another person that I brought on is another former student, Anais. Anais is a fantastic musician and has come on as my personal assistant. Now, this looks like many things. She's a personal assistant helping me with scheduling and just kind of staying on task and organizing my ideas, as well as accounting and just kind of like being a bookkeeper and invoicing people and sending out 1099s and all that other stuff for my business that admittedly I was really horrible at. So my life has been changed by working with Alicia and Anais, and it's been really incredible. And what I'm noticing is that it's helpful for me to be able to kind of separate my business from my personal life, in the sense that if I have a team that's helping to hold me accountable, then I'm able to be in a position where I can actually be more productive. And then I also have this feeling of I'm a part of something that's bigger than me. And so if I miss a deadline, I'm kind of feeling the weight of that from my entire team. So we're all working together towards the common goal of just making my business better and smoother, getting more music out there, and just helping more people really is what we're about. The third person that I want to talk about that has come on from my social media is Mark. Mark has been absolutely incredible, just coming on and helping me kind of plan what I'm going to post every week. I'm still very much so writing my captions, and anytime you're interacting with me, that's truly me in the stories. But Mark has come on more in the sense of just kind of help me plan what's next, scheduling some of the posts, getting some of the things up and running, which has been such a lifesaver. Social media, in this day and age is necessary, but it can weigh you down, especially when you're really trying to be like on a regular schedule. So accountability is one of the main things that's been helpful. On top of that, just kind of ideas of, man, like what should I post next? Well, I just heard you did this thing over here. Oh, great, I should post about that. Let's come up with some copy. So that's really been majorly beneficial, just because in our industry, we have to stay active with social media, but it can be a lot. Now, sometimes I still kind of casually post, some stuff on my own, and that's really useful, but really just kind of having a consistent plan has been helpful. So let's talk about a few things that are essential with delegating. I think the biggest thing is you have to have a lot of trust. It's important that you are hiring people or bringing on people as contractors that you trust and that you know you can work with. You've seen what their work ethic is. You are inviting them into your business. It can be, very vulnerable at times to have people kind of looking at what your business is doing. But if you can find some people that you trust, especially if they're people within your inner circle or people that are, based off of a referral, definitely invite them in and kind of go on a trial period And I also think it's essential too to make sure that you have some sort of formal agreement set up. I always joke with people and say whenever I'm working with my wife Lulu, we still do paperwork, and we really do. We write a project together and we're about to send out the copyright. We still sign up an agreement at the beginning of working on it so that we're on the same page. If she's doing a gig with me, I still send her a contract like I do all the other musicians, because I think if you're really clear about your intentions up front, especially when you're working with friends or family or former students or anything like that, being clear about your intentions and protecting both them and yourself are important, and it really helps to alleviate any of the pressure of it having to be one way or the other, or any expectations that aren't realistic on either end. So highly recommend that you have some sort of contract, or even just a memo of understanding between the parties involved is really key. On top of trust and contracts, it's also just important to have some sort of centralized communication so that you aren't just kind of muddying it up. For example, I'm friends with a lot of the people that I work with. Sometimes it's easy to like send a lot of text messages, do a lot of personal phone calls, instead of sitting down and having business meetings. So I use the software Slack, which has been really cool for me. Slack is really just like a database where we can kind of chat. It saves our conversations. We have threads about different things so that as we're discussing, we can get on that thread. It's relevant to that topic. And even though these are people whose phone numbers I have, it's nice to kind of keep business and personal life very, very separate from each other. So Slack has been amazing because it really has a great way of communicating and an infrastructure set up so we can be successful. So what I encourage you to do is, if you're in the position, even if it's only a few hours a month, if you could get a little bit of assistance, whether it's somebody that's kind of more like an advisor, whether it's somebody as hands-on as a personal assistant, or somebody that you want to just rock with and it's based on commission, I encourage you, accept help. Accept help when you can, delegate when you can, and try to take an opportunity to grow yourself and treat yourself like a business. So that's all I have for today's Motivational Monday. I hope you pulled something from it. I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you.